This demo is really a continuation of the previous demo. It just became too long, so I split it up. In this demo, I'm going to show you some useful kubectl commands. Some more commands I can use: kubectl attach, and then the pod name. This attaches to our running process, but our process is just running, so we're not going to see much here. If our process would output some log, we would see the logs here. We can also execute something in that container, so we can use kubectl exec to execute a command. So let's say that we use ls-app. That's what is in our /app folder. So this is a list of the files of /app in the running container. If you would create a file here using touch, for instance, app test.txt, this test.txt will disappear if this container is killed. That's what I meant earlier with the data of a container is never persisted. It just disappears when the container is stopped. You need to use volumes, which we will see much later, if you want data to be persisted over time. There's still one command that I want to show you. I first want to show you the service. So I'm going to do describe node hello world service, describe service node hello world service. So it has a label. We expose it as a node port. It has an IP address. So this is an endpoint that is exposed that we could connect to from another pod. You can either use this endpoint or we could use the node port, because the node port is a static port that will be always accessible. I'm going to use this endpoint now. So I'm just going to copy paste this. And what we're going to do is we're going to launch another pod with busybox. So we're going to use image busybox and we're going to execute a shell. And this is going to create a new pod with a new container. And then we can just execute commands on our Kubernetes cluster. I don't have curl here, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to telnet to this endpoint of my node hello world service. And then I'm going to say get slash. I get a 200 OK back. And this is my express server, so it says hello world. So this is another way of connecting to the pod from within a cluster, not within the same pod, because then I could actually just connect to localhost port 3000 if it was a container in the same pod. This is another pod, and then I can use this endpoint and connect to this pod still. Later on I will talk about service discovery and DNS, and we're not going to use these manual endpoints, but for now I just want to show you what is possible. In the next lecture I will show you how to expose a service that uses the load balancer on AWS.